So, welcome to the Magdalene Global Collective. This is a sacred space devoted to devotional priestesses and priests across the globe in a shared remembrance, service, and spiritual leadership. It exists as a living temple of connection, weaving together hearts, lineages, and soul missions into one unified field of devotion. Guided by the wisdom and teachings of Mary Magdalene, the collective serves as a vibrational bridge for those who feel called to embody divine wisdom and sacred union consciousness. Through prayer, teaching, transmission, and community, the Magdalene Global Collective holds a unified field where ancient wisdom meets present moment awakening. It is a sanctuary for those devoted to living as vessels of divine remembrance, grounding heaven into earth and embodying the luminous frequencies that are guiding humanity into a new era of consciousness. We're going to meet today with the beautiful Dr. Mona Petal and going to listen to her story and how she came onto the priestess path. So I'm delighted to be joined with you today, Mona, and I'm sure all of our listeners are as well. And we can't wait to hear your story and really what it is like living as a modern day priestess. This episode is all about remembrance, and we're really going to share that today to help you connect to your remembrance and your embodied wisdom. So, Mona, would you like to share your story?
I'd love to. Thank you for having me here, Lisa Marie. And I'm just letting those beautiful words just land. I'm feeling the heat of that, beautiful invocation. Just so amazing. So thank you. Um,
Oh, you're so welcome.
so yeah, here we are. And I don't know if you actually know my full story. We've met and we've talked so much, and it feels like we remember each other from many different lifetimes, right?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
does.
like I
Yeah.
saw you and I knew knew you, but I don't know you. I don't think I've told you my full story. So here goes.
No, so I can't wait to hear it now.
Yeah, so here I am. Um, I was a dentist for 30 years. So I was in this, science, taking care of people in that very physical way, taking care of their teeth and their health and all of those things. And when I was young, I grew up, as we all did, in a family that teaches you things, right? So I had a lot of lessons from my immediate family, from my parents. Um, Mother wound, father wound, so you start to retreat, you start to change your essence. I was bullied at school, so that created lots of, imprints, activated lots of imprints that I chose to have worked on. I went to dental school at 17 and graduated at 21 as a dentist. So you can see that high achieving, people pleasing, all of those things were happening. I was married at 23 because our culture is, and I met him 3 times and we got married, right? And I
Wow.
got, and I was married into a very traditional family, and I was different. And so that attracted bullying on that part. You're different, you're not enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not Indian enough, you're not fair enough, you're not tall enough. Um, and so all of that created within me this wanting to be loved. And that's what we're all here for, right? It's love. And so me wanting to be loved in that Mona back then, if I'm perfect, if I achieve, people will love me. They'll love me, right? So I went through my whole 20s, 30s, 40s achieving an amazing dental practice and creating a beautiful life, right? And so when you looked at me back when I was 48, 49, oh my gosh, she's got a beautiful practice. It's so successful. She's got a beautiful home and perfect, house and perfect children. And believe me, like you're looking at me today, I was out running in, forgot the timing and all of that stuff. And you see this hair, right? Crazy, frizzy, whatever. But back then, you would never see me without perfect hair, perfect clothing, perfect makeup, none of that, right? If I was perfect, I would be accepted and I would be loved, right? And
Yeah, it's like trying to fit into the box, isn't it? That you simply just
all
don't
the
fit in
roles,
that box.
exactly,
Yeah,
all the roles,
yeah,
and being of Indian culture, and I think a lot of cultures though can identify that, a dutiful daughter-in-law, a perfect mother, the wife, and then I was an employer and a business owner, and I was playing all these roles except the true Mona. And it all came to a head around the age of 49. And,
wow.
ladies, and
Mm.
you'll understand this. I remember that day, a fitted sheet, those fitted sheets we put on the bed,
Oh
completely
yeah.
broke me, completely
Mm,
broke me.
mm, mm.
And this is what happened. I was coming through a place where I had put out so many fires at work with all my employees and my patients. It was just one of those days. And I was like, oh my God, I know what every employee likes for lunch. I know what every one of my patients needs from me. I know what my husband likes to eat. I know what my children like to eat. I know that I have to do this to keep my mother happy. I know I have to do this to keep, my in-laws happy. I forgot what I like. I have no idea what I like. And I felt so disconnected from myself. And I remember going home and I was exhausted and I wanted to just lie down and I couldn't lie down because I'd taken the sheets off to wash, right? And I grabbed the fitted sheet to put it back on the bed. And I put one corner on and went to the second corner and I got the second corner on and the first one flipped off. And
Oh,
then you know that. And I got the
the
first
box
one on.
broke.
I got the first one. Exactly. I got the second one on, got the third one on, and the first one off. And I kept doing it for 5 minutes. And finally, I was like, oh, I am doing the same thing again and again with the sheet. And I'm doing the same thing again and again with my life. And I literally looked up at God. I looked up to the sky and I said, is this all? Is there anything more? Is this all there is? Because I cannot go on for another 10 years doing the same thing. And that,
Wow.
yeah, and I fell to the floor and I cried. Like, that grief that was just stored and
Yeah.
I was crying for me.
Mm.
I was crying for me when I finally accepted that enough, I can't do this anymore. And after that, a few days later, I started having these vivid dreams and I'd never dreamt before. Like, if somebody asked me, what did you dream of? It would be like, nothing. Like, I don't remember. And I started to wake up in my dream.
Oh
And
wow.
for 5 nights, I had the same dream. On the first few nights, I was sitting in a forest, and all these beautiful ancient trees were around me, and there was a fire that I was tending. And this being, really tall being,
Mm.
that I would call indigenous or shamanic, painted in white feathers, and a red thread around them, came to the fire and said, can I sit by the fire? And I'm like, no, I don't know who you are and you're scary. No. And so they left. Came back the second night, the third night. And on the by the fifth day, I was like, okay, you're going to have to let this person in. The fifth night, this being came and asked me the same question. And I looked at him and I was about to say no. And he goes, oh my God. He hit me on the head like this. He goes, silly girl, don't you know I'm an ancestor? And
There's
I'm
the-
like, yeah. And he came, sat by the fire, and we sat until the dawn, the sun started to come up in my dream. And I'm watching myself sitting with him. It's like the
Mm.
weirdest feeling. You know, that's lucid dreaming when you wake up and you're in your dream
Yeah.
watching yourself. And as the sun rises, he takes his cornucopia, this horn of light, and he puts it into my root chakra. And my whole body lit up. And I felt it physically. I woke with this like feeling of an immense light within me.
Wow.
And after that, my life was changed. Like literally, um, a month later, I had this. I was going away on a trip. It was a dental mastermind for women, and I was so scared. It was the first time I was going to Australia, and I was sleeping on my own. My husband was away, and I'm like there, and suddenly it felt like there was an earthquake, and this. It was Archangel Michael came and said, "You're okay. I'm here." And he took me flying. So those are the things that happened. And within
Yeah.
months, my practice was sold. I had practiced for 30 years. My practice was sold in the most beautiful way. I was moved from this dense city of Philadelphia to, I had wanted to be near the sea. It was really important. Next thing I know, I'm living in Florida in, a small town near Jupiter, where the beach is like 5 minutes drive for me.
Oh,
So
amazing.
here I am in Florida,
Yeah.
no longer doing dentistry, and suddenly I hear about this shamanic practice, and I go to school. I heard about this school 4 different ways, and so I listened to the messages. Now I'm in training to be a shamanic practitioner. They asked me to teach it, so then I'm teaching it. And my mentor, Dr. Alberto Villaldo, I'd gone to their teaching facility in Chile, and he's very quiet. But one day he just looks at me out of the blue and he goes, "You need to go back to your roots." I'm like, hmm, okay, but I have a problem with India. I haven't been for 17 years and I don't like the double standard that the male, and the female, I have a very big resistance to it.
Mm.
Next thing I know, I'm having a meditation and we're using magnets to balance. And suddenly all my channels open. I know this is a lot, it's a long story. My channels open,
Beautiful story.
and suddenly Shiva and Shakti appear. Vishnu
Wow.
and Lakshmi, Saraswati,
Yeah.
Brahma, they're all around me and they're like, "We're with
Yeah.
you," right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I start working with these beautiful deities, these gods, goddesses, and I get back home and I find that we're invited to India.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy moly, for a wedding. I'm like, okay, we're going to go. I go to sleep and I dream of a place and I have never heard of it. And I wake up, I'm like, I've got to look this place up. Rishikesh. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Rishikesh. Holy moly, that's where it's so much energy of the land, of the goddess, of the Ganges, of Mother Ganges. Before I go to a trip to India, I have um, a spontaneous soul retrieval. That's what shamanic practice does. And this soul
Yeah.
retrieval brought in this beautiful being. She had 8 arms. She was holding all these things, and she had a lion. And I'm like, oh, it's Durga,
Durga, yeah.
right? And she came in and
Wow.
into my sacral. And 2 days later, a friend of mine says, "Hey, I'm going to be in India at the same time as you. And I'm going to my temple that I have been going to for 30 years. And if you want, I'd love to take you." And she said the name, and I said, "Sure, Vaishno Devi. Okay, I'll go." And then a few days later, I said, "Let me look it up. Like, what is this temple for?" Durga.
Oh my gosh. So
And
divinely guided.
And so when I went to the temple, I'm listening to everyone talk, and they're like, "You don't go to this temple. She calls you." And my friend was like, "I've never invited anyone to this temple. I don't know why I invited you. I haven't even brought my children or my husband here. But through her, the goddess called me."
She called you. Wow.
Yeah. And I went
And that
there.
was your life-changing moment. You felt,
That was
yeah,
then. What happened was after that, everywhere I went, I somehow was taken by the guides, by whoever was with me in India would be like, "Hey, funnily enough, I remember this temple," and it would be a goddess temple. And when we went there afterwards, automatically, somehow, I would find myself at a Shiva temple. So I was shown the feminine and the masculine and the harmony, the priestess, the goddess. And then I started to have the dreams and the experiences of past lives, because I also do Akashic records, of where I was a priestess in the temples, where I was devoted to this, not just in India, but in Egypt, Lemuria, just so many. And slowly, slowly, I started to have lotuses and roses like fall into my energy centers. And I had to find, like, how do I get more information? And as I went to India, I went the first time, it was 17 years. 6 months later, I was called back and I went to the beautiful um, Shakti Peeths. And you know what a Shakti Peeth is?
no,
It's a beautiful story. You have Shiva, who
yeah.
is in love with his wife Sati. And Sati um, is married to him. Her father does not love him, like doesn't approve of him.
Oh,
And
that's the story, is it, of the
oh
Shakti? Yeah.
yeah, and
Wow.
the father is holding a big religious ceremony, a yagna, and he doesn't invite Shiva.
Mm.
And Sati is like, "This is not right. I want to go. I want to go. It's my family, but I can't believe that,
Yeah.
you're not invited." And Shiva goes, "You go. I'm not going." She goes. And she sees there is no place for her or Shiva or anything. And she keeps asking her father, "What's going on? Why don't you? Why don't you?" And her father
Mm.
lets forth a tirade against Shiva.
Yeah.
And in that moment, she realized she couldn't go back to Shiva because she heard all this bad stuff and it was disrespectful. So she walks into the fire. Shiva finds out, comes down, annihilates everyone, takes her body, and starts to do the dance of destruction. Vishnu throws his instrument to stop the dance, and it breaks Sati into 51 pieces, and everywhere her body lands is now an energetic religious place. There's a temple, a Shakti, a
Oh,
feminine temple, and I have gone to 7 of them now without even
oh
planning.
my gosh.
I
God,
know,
I can feel that.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So as I deep dived into the goddess in India, as I came out of it suddenly, and to be honest, during my awakening, Yeshua, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene were the first guides, and then the Indian guides came in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
suddenly they came forth, and Mary Magdalena and Isis and Hathor were all like, "It's time." So here I am. Long story. You asked
Yeah.
them.
No, it's just amazing. And thank you so much for sharing your story. It's incredible. And like that now, your journey will continue. One of the questions I wanted to ask as well, I was guided was how do you in the everyday, like, what do you find keeps you in that energy? What's your everyday devotional practices? Like, what could you not live without that keeps you in the fullness of yourself? I mean, it's that burning question we
It's
all
very,
have, you know?
yeah. And it's difficult because all of my clients, and I'm sure the same with you, like they have busy lives and they have, kids and they have work and all of those things. My the way I wake up in the morning is I wake up and I devote the day to the goddess. That's how I start. I just say, I pray to the goddess, I thank her for her presence in my life. It's as simple as that. It starts with gratitude. And then I just, give my thanks for her presence. And then I ask for, give me your guidance through the day. And then I wake up, remove,
Yeah.
go do my daily thing. And then what I've realized for me that works is I need to sit in the morning early. I need to reflect. I need to journal. And I do it from that place of gratitude and devotion. I read a little bit. I go move my body. And I light my candles at my altar. That gets me just gratitude and devotion in simple ways. That's all.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Just beautiful. I was going to talk about as well about well, among a lot of women, especially, I know all our listeners would love to hear this as well, but like there has been a sister wound or a divide that has been coming up in the Rose lineage,
Yes.
especially, but I know it has come through a lot of generations as well, like in families as well, and from childhood. I have felt myself that sometimes, it's even carried in with us from other lifetimes as well. Have you found this has come up for you during your healing process, during your healing journey?
A
And
lot.
what
Yeah.
reflections would you have on it?
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up because I think that stepping into the Rose lineage, into these teachings, the first thing we have to do is clear that within ourselves, right? The projections and the perceptions, both ways. But yes, I've definitely had a lot of that um, through my healing. But even growing up, for some reason, you feel different, you don't quite fit in. You feel unsafe in a group of women. I used to get so nervous, like being in a group of women.
Yeah.
You just felt like unsafe. And now I see like all of the lifetimes of that wound and the betrayal, and also my part in it, as well as others, right? Our parts in that loop. And in Indian culture, especially, as well as, just the divine feminine and how we're showing up, um, we're not fighting, we're fighting the patriarchal whispers, right? We have been divided by patriarchy. Women who have been so conditioned, to, like the comparison, the approval is based on ranking and how men look at us. Do you see what I'm saying? Like these are
Yeah, I
whispers
do.
of the
Yeah.
patriarchy. It's not
Yeah.
that we've created it ourselves. I mean, if you go back to, I mean, lifetimes of being in a harem, and how it's like, are you the chosen one? Right? All of that has been set up to divide us. And the more that we are in that loop, we forget our true sisterhood. So we have to consciously step out of that. Um, it's the survival imprints, right? If we're more than another woman, we get to survive, right? Like if I'm chosen, then I get to breathe for another day. I'm safe. So from lifetimes, um, competition
Amazing.
for competition for approval, right? We compete with each other. The ways that we minimize, like for me, experiencing it, like when I started to see how I minimized myself and allowed others to minimize me, especially my husband, God bless him, I love him and he loves me. And we've gone through a journey ourselves. But when I started to find my voice, how other women would say, it's okay. It's okay if he shouts at you, just be quiet, it's okay. That's how we keep that sisterhood, that wound
Yeah. Yeah.
alive,
Yeah.
you know?
Stay quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stay quiet.
Yeah.
Don't wear that. Even if you're looking and feeling yourself, no, you shouldn't. Don't wear that. Here, wear this instead. You know, I'll tell you a story of one of my cousins. she just recently got married, and I was talking to her mother-in-law, and I said,
Mhm.
how did she do meeting all of the big family in India? It must have been so
Yeah.
great. You know what?
Yeah.
She didn't say, oh, she was a blessing, everyone loved her. You know what she said? She said, oh, I liked having her there because when she came to my room and I told her not to wear this jewelry, to take it off, she would listen to me and put
God.
on what I told her.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my God.
see, control.
Yeah. Yeah. Control. Yeah. Yeah,
I was
it's well, I've
controlled.
seen a lot I've seen it in so many circles and groups and like even in the online world as well. It's like a threat. It's like women who feel threatened by other women as well.
Yeah,
And it's much easier to find some way to put them down. Just it's power struggle that
yes,
comes
it
in a
is.
lot,
Yeah. And the ones that are
Yeah,
perpetuating it were controlled. So now it's like, if this was done to me, let me do
yeah,
it to you.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it takes just that one awareness to say, I'm not going to do that anymore. I step out of that, you know.
And what goddess has that you felt? I know you work with many guides as well and angels and goddesses, but do you feel like the witch feminine actually really supports you for the strength? Was it Durga that helped you come out and say no more and helping you to break through?
Kali.
Kali, yeah,
Kali came through very early on to take away what scared me, what
yeah,
held me back. She came in, and so, everyone has very different energies, right? Like your energy is so beautiful and loving and angelic, and Mary
oh, well,
Magdalene.
thank you.
Yeah, my energy is very activating, initiatory. It's fire because
Mm,
Kali has, really helped my journey, my clients. And then, Hecate has come in, as you know. So we have like
yeah,
this
yeah.
really,
Yeah, they really do not let you live in any disillusion.
no,
And if there is any, I found even with clients, if there is any illusion presence, it's really shattered
yes,
because they can't let you view life from that lens. They're like, no, you have to break through this now, break it down
yeah,
and question here, where necessary.
yeah.
And not, not fully being, not saying allowed to be in that world. I mean, it's still up to you, your choice, how you want to see the world. But, they definitely bring truth,
They do.
definitely bring truth to every situation.
They come and remove the illusions, and we are the divine mirrors. That's the
Yeah.
thing. We are the divine mirror that allows others to see themselves in a safe space.
Mhm.
What they were scared to look at, they finally get to see and release, right? But Kali, it was, foremost, and then Durga, Shakti came in. Shakti and Shiva are like, in my field, and
Yeah.
all versions of the goddess. And my journey is really overlit by Ma Tripasundari. And
Oh, wow.
she is like, she embodies a lot of like all the feminine energies, very much like Isis and Hathor. And she's just so like, it's about being divine, but embodying it and living it in this life.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And would you do a lot of dancing as well? Because you were talking about the Shakti energy. Would you always love to dance and move and flow? I'm sure they don't allow you to stay stuck and stagnant.
They
I'm
don't.
sure that you get the message to move fairly quickly.
A lot. And so at first, I couldn't move. I couldn't move. And the reason I couldn't move was I felt very shy of my body. I didn't feel safe in my body. And until during a shamanic journey, we found an entity that I was holding in my field that was suppressing and oppressing. And it wasn't just mine, it was for the collective.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, so I actually had three shamans go into the lower world in my field
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
actually clear this entity from my energetic field,
Mm.
right?
And it was
One,
all in the suppressed emotions that you've held for a long time.
correct. And
Yeah.
when
A
that,
lot can reside there.
yeah, and when that was removed, I suddenly started to feel
Wow.
safe in my body. And
Yeah. And you
again,
could move.
and
Amazing.
suddenly I could move my hips, I could move my body, and I could
Yeah.
move it and not feel shy. So I was at this beautiful retreat and we did 2 hours of dance in the morning to
Oh my
embody the
gosh.
energies. And I'm like allowing the goddess to flow through me and I'm making all these movements and I was free. I was free. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now I
Absolute
can move.
freedom.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I know what it's like. And even on the lighter side of things as well, like even a person, now taking a person that comes to me or comes to yourself, even when they're overburdened by a lot of what's happening around them, and they're taking on so much of other people's energy, especially the empaths, they're
oh
like the psychic
gosh.
sponge.
Yes.
And like that actually causes density and blockages as well. And you may feel you've no energy to move, you're lethargic, you just feel stuck, like you feel very stagnant. And even trying to get on a mat or trying to, go, get the body moving to do some
Yeah.
exercise can be very difficult. So yeah, it's a great sign and it's amazing
Yeah.
when you're finally set free.
And it's you're bringing up a great point, and one of the things that I do teach my clients is
Yeah.
non-linear movement, right?
Wow.
So non-linear movement is moving your body, not a dance move, but just allowing your body to move without, doing a specific. So it could be like, those wild dances that you do as
Yeah.
children, or just
Like a
shaking out.
static dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 exactly. And you just put on there's some great non-linear movement lists, music lists on Spotify, and you just let the music move you. And when you do that, like you'll find like, and also using your voice and going, letting it out, letting the energy out and kind of doing that
Yeah.
shift so much. Shift so much. And
Yeah.
it could be a 10 minutes in the morning when you're feeling stuck. And it's the same
It
as
makes
just,
such a difference. Yeah,
yeah,
I was guided as well. Like when I'm hosting my retreats here in Ireland, even in the morning, like the first thing I was guided to do with all of the people that were coming was to start with the yoga and then move into the Kundalini yoga. And like that, I was doing the Kalima poses,
yeah,
just like you were describing there, where we use the breath and we get them to move the Shakti energy, to move that energy, any energy that's stuck. Because like
yes,
it just doesn't get to be awakened in the day to day without someone that would be like, my God.
yeah,
You
so
don't
true.
get that fire out very often, but it's so freeing. And then from there, you can actually really go into the meditation. You can really go into the activation because you've cleared.
Yeah,
And that's why, like when you start off a meditation class and you're just sitting down and then you're going from zero into like this beautiful journey or whatever, and your body's just not ready because
it's
it
not ready.
hasn't gotten to that place yet that you're ready to receive the energy. So it can
Agreed.
make such a difference. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Just
Even,
all like you were saying yourself,
yeah,
so much of it is guided
yeah.
once you have the connection. But I'd love if you could talk about as well about the retreats. You have facilitated a retreat as well.
Yes.
And how was that?
That was lovely. I was guided, like the way it came about. I was in the shower and suddenly I opened my eyes and it was evening. And, the blinds were kind of like shutters were up. So it wasn't like there was direct sunlight. And suddenly there was rainbow prisms all around me.
Oh wow.
And I was like, and the goddesses, three of them, Shakti, Lakshmi, and Saraswati were there. And they were like, it's time. You're going to hold a retreat and you're going to help these women. And this is what you're going to do. And it all happened. It was my first one, and I was really guided to do it in Rishikesh and do go to the feminine temples, and Mother Ganges, the Ganges had to be there. And it was about making them feel safe to face or claim their fear.
Wow.
Because when you can't claim it, when you deny it, you can't release it. You have to acknowledge what is that you've pushed away. So we used fire to release it, and then we had, we it was beautiful because I did an ancestral healing, which was amazing. I took them to the Ganges, and we had a priest call in all the blessings, but I was guided where the lineage just said, listen, bring them there, we'll do all the work, you're not doing anything. And I'm like, okay. And what they did was they opened portals for each and every woman there, and all of the ancestors that were hijacking their fields just were blessed and allowed to feel safe. And it was so beautiful to see the energies just go to
Just
their new,
released, yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
could see
and
that there as you were talking about the priest came to give the blessings. I
yeah,
just saw so many spirit energy just
just
leaving
go. It was so
to
beautiful.
ascend.
And
Yeah.
I had a woman there who was just hadn't been able to connect with her son, and they were like,
Oh,
and the next day she comes down to breakfast. She's like, my son just called me and told me he loved me. It was
oh,
just
wow.
magical and beautiful. And then
Yeah,
the biggest thing for me was the womb healing. It
yeah,
ended up, I had this beautiful, we did the rite of the womb, and it's a transmission from the
yeah.
lineage of women to heal the womb. But I was like, how am I going to do this, with all the women here? And they said, you know, we're going to work on their etheric wombs, and you're going to work on their physical, chakra, the sacral chakra. So
Yeah.
as I was working, like going around releasing from their sacral chakras, doing what I needed to do, they were working on the etheric wounds of these women. And the way it works, all of that goes into these beautiful roses and marigolds, into this beautiful copper bowl of water. And after the womb, I got to take all of that pain in this water, and I went and I was able to give it to the Ganges, Mother Ganges, who took it, purified it, and let it go where it needed to. And I couldn't
Beautiful.
stop crying because it wasn't just for those women, it was for
Yeah.
so much of the collective. And to watch the water join Ma and her take it and purify it, and all the flowers just going where they needed to go. I can't describe. It was really amazing.
Yeah. You have to witness it. You really do. Yeah. And like it amazing so much you're saying is guided because I would do the same.
Yeah,
The roses the women have been working with on the goddess days.
yeah,
Um, we go and we bring them to the river and then just releasing the roses back into the water. I'm
exactly.
just saying to them, like, may the energy of the water carry your blessings, your wishes out to the universe, to flow away and to be transmuted. And like, it's just such an incredible release.
Yeah,
That divine connection. It's just beautiful.
yeah,
And even the connection we were talking about earlier to Hecate and Kalima and all of the goddesses. Like it's the primordial life force, which is the womb. And when you connect back to them, you're connecting back to the womb space. And I really feel they're really coming in for all the listeners right now as well. And all you need to do is just set that intention as well, and they will absorb whatever needs to be freed from you. And just knowing that they are there for you
they
to
are.
connect with as well. It's just beautiful.
I,
Hecate is guardian. She's world soul,
yeah,
and the energy of the world soul is like if you just picture it this way, if you picture the breath or to envision like the breeze or the wind as it flows through the trees. And it's that life force that flows through everything. And if we even could now, it'd be beautiful just to picture it flowing through the world right now as well. Because the world needs so much love and it really needs everyone. I feel guided just to tell you that it it really needs everyone to come back to the heart space and the loving mother, the loving womb space to release all fear. Because if there's fear in our consciousness, it's held here and it
Exactly.
can't release from the earth. And she's just saying like it needs to pass through, but we need everyone. You can't say or think like that your light is too small and that
No.
what you would do would not be enough. Like, how would a prayer be enough? Because it is a collective, it's a collective message, and it's collective work. It's
So
not
I,
just for one person to do.
no, I
It's
have,
really for the whole world. Do you
yeah.
feel that as well, Mona?
Well, I have Shakti coming up through me, and the messages are, it's exactly what you say, Lisa Marie, but none of us are special. We're all one. We are all unique, but we're all one. You don't have to be on this path to be able to connect and help. You can just connect with your intention and your love. That's all. And open your heart to it. But the air, my light language is coming out, and if that's okay, if I can just,
Yeah, beautiful.
because the dragons are here too, the air dragons, the element of air, and lahaniana, they're ready to take the love from all of our hearts as they open, just to understand that we're all connected, and that as we join in our hearts, we are so powerful, and we just allow the dragons to take that love and mix it with the air and take it to wherever it needs to go in the world. Let it just yalahanya matar ko seke ke yana maahane koko orke se yana alahanye nete te onoria maahane toshete ke alaria maahar tola kaha ke ya kakaka toko ohoye ke alanyene miana shete yana saka anete yomokor ke yorke shete yana maha Shekekeyala ah kokia kataka akikia korkota. And as the dragons come in, there's a lot of dragon energy around us. And as we as the divine feminine connect to our the dragon energy around us, we are able to do more and more when it comes to lifting humanity and the collective. Yala nitor miaka alenotor yanate I inoshete yanasa ko olete mahale yanatar note shoko ol natene yala anitor. And Mary Magdalena is here, and her wisdom is just that we are here to fully live this human life. Yanakale yanatar kianator yemete totor yanata shete yanama. Every time we do something that is so human, yala matar yanete yanatar yamakoshor, and we do it with devotion and love and gratitude, we are anchoring yola ahienete amakator yeshete yanana yeme ene. We are anchoring the light toryama ke honor just in our everyday lives. Yator mashete yanata. She's just showering us all with so much love and light. I don't know if you can feel
Yeah, I can feel it.
that's
Beautiful.
golden light. It's just like it's like rain. It's like
All around
clearing,
you is gold, Mona.
yeah,
I can see it. Yeah, it's
just
beautiful.
cleansing everything with
Yeah.
rain of
And she
just
says, like,
love.
just to allow in the healthy mind, the health consciousness,
Yes,
just to allow in the pure mind, the pure heart.
yeah,
She says, no light is too small, that it
no,
cannot anchor a new beginning.
yeah. Oh, beautiful.
She says, don't allow anyone to dim your light. It's a time now when we all have to call on that inner light within and connect to our inner divine temples.
That's right. The body
Yeah,
is your temple. It is not about going up. It's not about ascension. It is
yeah,
actually ascending, but connecting, but bringing it all down. It is embodiment. It
Yeah.
is, it's just being
It's
safe in the
anchored.
body. Yes, anchoring
It's
it.
anchors. I love the little chain. I have the little chain as well, the Mary Magdalene, because it's the cross in the heart and it's anchored.
Yeah.
And like she says, it's like love is anchored. Like you're rooting the love in. You need to hold it. And I was guided to go back there. I have a very busy lifestyle myself, and I always love sharing this with the listeners as well because I have four children and it's very, very busy. But like I just kept getting that clear guidance, like make the time. And I've just gotten back again now, back to the mat. And I'm up at 5:30, up onto the mat straight away. And it's like when you land on the mat, you meet with yourself and you hear that very clear guidance. Would you believe you hear more guidance when you're grounded than when you're up there floating?
Yeah,
And I was
absolutely.
told this message as well. I needed to share it with you too, that when we're up there floating and we're ungrounded and our channels are open, that's when you're actually unsafe because you need to have the groundedness in your physical body. Because when you're grounded, you're anchored and your field is safe as well. And you're not going to pick up so many other energies, other people's
Correct.
energies, and all of the stuff. So she's actually saying, like, don't leave the crown wide open. And I actually felt last night like they came in and they just kind of closed, like they just placed something over my crown, just to it's just like a little protection. But if you can visualize that as well, because I'm sure you're aware of this, Mona, but even some shamans, when they go to do the work, they'll wear a little hat or some kind of a covering over their head.
Yes,
And like that, yeah,
I do.
it's
I have my
protecting you
shaman's
at the
head.
crown.
I have my shaman's ceremonial scarf that I put around my womb
Oh,
space when I'm doing the healings. I actually love, for some people that, have a tough time getting on the mat, there are days where
mm.
when I do a walking meditation. So I'm
Oh,
just
wow.
out there walking, and that's when I'm grounding. I call upon Mother Earth, and
Yeah,
for me now, I love that the grandmothers of Gaia come in and they put their hands on my feet
yeah.
as I'm
Oh,
doing the
wow.
work. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
them come in. So it's just also when you visualize that.
I
Um,
have felt that too, actually, now that you say it.
yeah,
Usually in meditation, like my feet actually feel stuck to the floor.
yeah,
I'm
they feel
just feeling
they,
that feeling like up through your legs as well.
yeah,
But even the walking now, what I try to visualize, even if I'm just walking around in the morning, I just say, I am connected to the earth. I am connected to the earth.
that's
And
right.
just for the homes as well, when I'm doing the mopping, and we'll say you can add in the lemon, the salt, and the garlic, and that's going to really cleanse all the floor space.
Yeah.
And I try to get that done, especially in the healing room, in where people are coming every evening. That
Mm.
gets done. And what I do when I'm using the mop into each corner, just for guidance for you all as well, is I say, Mother Earth, come up into my space. I'm calling up the energy of the earth. And I just feel guided as well. Like if you'd like to place your hands just on your root chakra now, just on your lower belly, and just to make that connection back to Mother Earth, just to invite you back home to her again. So we can just say, Mother Earth, connect me back to that place. Take me to that place deep within your womb where I will remember nothing and be reborn anew.
Mm.
Just make that time to feel that connection and that safety and support. Mother Earth, in you we live and we move and we have our being. From you, all things emerge, and to you, all things must return.
Mm.
We honor you. And
Mm.
just take a few breaths, and you'll just feel like you're more grounded and you're more clear in your space. It's beautiful. Like, and just like she's just saying there as well, like all it takes is a prayer, and let prayer become, it doesn't have to be a specific prayer, But just to make that connection back every day, um, just to call on yourself back to Mother Earth and to the Holy Father, Holy Mother as well, and just to that unified heart space. It's beautiful.
Mm.
Um, have you anything
Intention.
to add, Mona?
Say that again, sorry.
Have you anything you'd like to add? Um,
It's just for everyone listening, wherever they are on their journey, it's just intention. The minute you stop and you have that intention and awareness, that's all. That's all they need. That's all love needs. That's all, the highest, most beautiful energies, the beings, the gods, the goddesses, spirit, whatever you like to call it. It is just the intention to connect is enough.
yeah,
It doesn't have to
yeah.
be anything more. You don't have to have visions and meditations. You don't need to know. It's just your intention to connect.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's really come back to simplicity,
Yeah, keep it
isn't it?
simple. That's it.
Yeah.
It's, the all of it, what we do with our clients, what we do is teaching everyone to remember exactly who they are, remembering their own wisdom, their own light,
Mhm.
And once you remember your own light, you have your own way of connecting with the divine. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to. I mean, in our Indian culture, you're supposed to have all these ways and long ceremonies to honor. And you know what? Even just going, I love you, Shiva, I love you, Shakti, is enough.
Yeah, they hear it.
They
Like they
hear
really
it.
hear it, don't they?
So
Yeah.
keep it
Yeah.
simple. Just
I feel the time now, the guidance I was getting this morning was just to say as well to the listeners, like when you really need a session just to reach out to someone is, well, someone who is experienced, is when you feel that you're not yourself
yeah,
and you feel confused and you feel like I actually don't even know what I want right now. I can't make a choice. I can't make a decision. And you're not feeling yourself. That's the time to reach out. It's not to wait for when you're better to
yeah,
book a session or you're feeling really good, Because what the priestess will do is we can see between the worlds, and
mm-hmm.
and the journey, just like the shamanic priestess. And we can remove what is not yours. That was the message. And to bring you back to what is.
Yeah,
And from that place, you can move forward more quickly because you may find you're not getting anywhere, that you're up against a brick wall sometimes, or that no matter what you try to do, you're blocked or you're second runner up and not the winner
yeah,
in life. You know, that kind of way, coming so close but being so far.
yeah.
It could be
I
that sign, Mona. Would you agree that you might need
I
a little extraction or a
I
little
do.
rebalance?
So this is like another podcast in itself, isn't it? But here's the thing, the biggest awareness is what is yours and what is not, right? And when you are really stuck, you think that's your norm. And so that's when you're just not feeling like yourself, you're feeling lethargic, you're just feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. That's when you need to reach out. The thing is that what I found is in the work that I do, we can easily remove things, right? It's take that off, that doesn't belong there, let's remove this from your field. But it's
Whereas
more,
the person themselves mightn't be able to see it.
yes, and
Yeah.
also how they reattach. Because
Oh,
there are
yeah.
pathways and affinities. And if you have fear, if you have suppressed anger, if you have jealousy, if you have frustration, if you have anxiety, those are all pathways that allow these attachments.
Mhm.
And that's what you have to really understand. It is not about removing things, it is about what is in you
Yeah.
that is allowing, attracting those things to your field. And that's the shadow work, that's the inner work. That is the
Mhm.
work that really you need to see.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Mona. That was
Thank
just
you.
amazing. Beautiful. Thank you for all the sharing and thank you for all of your wisdom.
You too.
Yeah,
It's
it's beautiful.
very,
And
yeah,
just that
beautiful
beautiful
energy.
divine remembrance, like I really have to say, like when you spoke about how you found Durga and how she called you, just that was that beautiful remembrance back even to the temples for myself because I was only 18 when I began this work. When I was called, onto the path, the angel saved me when I was 16. I was giving up on life and I was running away. I was running down a hill and all I wanted was to go to the water. I was at that place where I just couldn't get any lower. I just wanted to break free and go back to the spirit world.
Yeah,
And that's when the angels appeared in front of me and they stopped me. Like I could not go any further. It was like this force was like, stop here.
yeah,
And then that's when I turned around and my whole life began to change. But I remember the very first CD because we didn't have like there was none of this. There was no internet.
Mm-mm.
There was no
No, 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 no,
Wi-Fi,
no, no, no,
nothing
right.
in that time. It was a CD of the Shiva mantras, and I used to play them every day. And I couldn't figure out why, but when I used to play them, I just felt happiness. I felt joy. Like I just completely came up. And when they went off, you'd
Yeah,
find
yeah.
yourself getting low again. But no, I really felt that connection to India. And yeah, so it doesn't surprise me of our connection as well. Like I was
No,
just
not at all.
absolutely drawn.
I
I swear I must have been Indian in a past life, I'd
I
say,
think so.
you know? Yeah.
I think so. But you know what I love is that you have been walking with this in your life since the age of 18. You know,
Mm, yeah,
I,
it's a long
I'm,
time.
I, 5 years. I'm 57 years old now,
Oh
and
my God, you look
I'm like a
incredible.
newbie. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. But I also feel that when you release the
Yeah.
traumas that you're holding in your field. If you look at my face, it has changed over 5 years. I've released almost 70 pounds.
Because the tiredness comes off you, like the
Yeah,
weight
yeah, the weight.
literally comes off you.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I really quickly want to tell this one story. I know we're over time, but
please.
the universe will come in and you'll have initiations or choices, right? You have choices. And I remember, like, as I was doing all of this, I could see my husband get angrier and angrier, but wouldn't tell me, but I could see yeah. And it got so bad to a point, like, if I would just, if I could say the sky is blue and he would argue that it's green, that's how bad.
Yeah, yeah,
And
power struggle.
yeah, and it was just uncomfortable in the house. And I decided one day, let me pack all of my shamanic tools, all of my crystals, everything that, I loved on this path, and I put it away. And all night, I couldn't sleep. I was pacing back and forth. When I was so like uncomfortable, like I was like, and 4:30 a.m. I came down into my office and I unpacked
Yeah.
everything. And my husband came down and he looked at me and he was like, "What happened?" I said, "You know what? I'm going to tell you one thing. It is scary to walk this path openly and to claim that this is what I am now. It's scary, but it is even more scarier, more frightening to not claim the goddess and claim God and
Yeah, yeah,
hide this connection. So I'm just going to be all out there." And the minute I did that, it was as if he was normal again.
wow, it's
And I don't
incredible.
know, I just felt guided to share that. So for
Mhm.
all those of you who are listening, and it's
Mhm.
scary to be on this path or open up and say, I love God. I love the priestess. I
Yeah,
love this.
yeah,
It's okay. Don't be scared.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Because I found that myself as well, especially when you're around groups sometimes, and there's a lot of like religious beliefs and
Yeah,
conditioning. You
yeah,
can close down and just completely like that. You become silent, like you completely like you're like, I can't open up here. Like even there's someone that knows me for a very long time, but like that being on the other side. I remember she said to me when I came out with the last podcast last year, and she was like, I didn't even know those things about you. Like, you never even speak about that. And I have found that's what I've needed to heal right now
yeah,
is being separate. Being Lisa Marie when you're the mother or when you're going out and having your normal human everyday life, and then being the Lisa Marie who is the medium, who is the channel, who is the healer
yeah,
and the teacher. Like it's you're split in two.
yeah.
And when you work with Mary Magdalene, when you work with the goddess, she won't allow
She won't
that.
allow it. She won't
No,
allow it.
she's like, no, no,
No,
no. You're just
gotta
no
claim it.
divide here. You have to be whole and whole upon yourself because Mary Magdalene was whole upon herself.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
she was a
exactly.
woman in her authority, in her sovereignty and in her power and in her strength. So like she will help you to walk the way and lead the way,
Yeah.
and
So,
I'd highly recommend a session from Mona as well, or
and
myself if you
Lisa
just
Marie.
felt that you needed an extra little bit of support, even just to hold your hand for a while until you come onto the path. Um, the one-on-one mentoring is great because you get that bit of homework as well, but you get to you just like that for your hand to be held for a while you're getting on the path and you're getting to where you'd like to be, Wouldn't you say the same yourself, Mona? The
I
coaching
agree.
is amazing.
The coaching is amazing. The so what I found is that we can do sessions, and like I said though, you'll walk away feeling amazing. It's like going to having a massage and your body feels great for 24 hours. But if you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
change certain things, that pain comes back. The same thing,
yeah.
you have to really start working on your affinities and your
Mm,
fears and your loops. Your like my
yeah,
specialty is breaking patterns. I track it to the origin and break the patterns. But sometimes, a client's not ready. They have to get through clearing fear and then they can, you know, face the mother wound and be able to talk to their, themselves that I have to clear this. It's
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. If you don't, it keeps repeating, it keeps recreating in your
repeating
life as well.
exactly.
I was just another point there as well that was coming up with the guidance too, is that I have noticed as well over the years that you can work with clients and they can come to groups, like they can do the healing modalities with me and they can just feel incredible on the day. But what happens is sometimes if their home is not clear or the land is not clear when they return home, they go to sleep that night, they pick up everything again.
Yeah,
It all
that's it.
reverts back. The
Yeah,
tiredness comes back. So, like that, she's saying here as well, like just take note of the tiredness in your body because, like that, people accept that as normal too. It's not normal,
mm-mm.
especially if you notice that you feel great when you're out of the house and not feeling so good when you come back to the house
Yeah,
again. So it is a
especially
sign.
agreed, especially for empaths. And what I love about some of the shamanic tools I have is
Yeah.
the bands of power and protection, putting
Mm,
those into clients' fields and working with the elements to clear your field and also act as a filter so that what comes into your field is only of the highest vibration. It's
that's
these are
beautiful.
these are the things that we need to
Beautiful.
teach all the kids at
Yeah.
school. And
Yeah.
this should be part of our daily life. I laugh because being in the
In
dental
the new
world.
earth, Mona, in the new earth.
New Earth, yeah, that's what we got to do. Because I'm like, in the
Yeah.
dental, a lot of my clients are dentists, and going out there and
Oh,
claiming this and
wow.
who I was in the dental
Yeah.
field, when people knew me as someone who spoke about dentistry and taught about sleep apnea, they're suddenly like, what? But most of my clients are dentists. They were really accepting. But what was amazing is to actually, put these for empaths, we absorb everything. and we don't know.
Yeah.
But having something in our awareness that we can use the elements to clear, you know, earth, mulching away the denser energies, water, washing away what doesn't belong, the fire,
Yeah.
the sun burning, and the wind carrying everything off, and then spirit purifying everything. It's amazing.
It is.
It's
It's
just,
life changing, Mona. It's just
yeah,
life changing.
right.
Yeah, it's incredible. I am just so just incredibly happy and just honored that you came on to speak today. And
I'm
I'm
glad to hear
sure in the
that.
future there is so much that we could share and speak about again.
Yeah,
So just
absolutely.
thank you so much.
I just honor
It's
you,
just
Lisa Marie.
beautiful.
The light in
Oh,
you, I honor it and celebrate it. Namaste. It was so beautiful
oh,
to
thank you
share
so
this time.
much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Beautiful. Likewise, Mona. Likewise. Beautiful.